Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 4 of Black Canvas Grappling. Now, of course, today's episode, I was essentially going to do a pay-per-view only episode, but we do actually have one more two-a-day left. So I think in this episode, we're going to stick with the two-show format, and we're going to do two-a-day 6, and then we're also going to finish off with Heritage. As you can probably tell by the title, we're going to get into our first pay-per-view and get that done in today's episode. Anyway, one more thing I want to say is thank you again for all the support. And again, I am affiliated with Grey Dog Software. So when it is released, you can buy it down in the description below. Click the link. It will take you to the Grey Dog Software page that has all of their games, and TEW 2020 will be there. Anyway, let's get into, the tour. The last tour show for Heritage. And I have to say, I'm really looking forward to our first pay-per-view. I feel like it has the potential to be really, really good. As long as we book it correctly, of course. You know, there are a few things that have sort of changed. And I guess we kind of just want to make sure that every show that we do, you know, our angles are going to be correct. Even though we only have, one or two angles per show. We want to at least make sure that they are done correctly. Because we can get penalized, and of course, we also want to make sure that our matches for our big stars, our major stars, and our stars, that they are in matches that are going to be long enough for who they are. Anyway, we're going to go a generic Kansai venue. Let's also check, do we have any incidents? No, but we do need to do some meddling as well. Once again, I misclicked. Anyway, doesn't matter, we'll have another opportunity at that for Reizan Okamoto and Big Bruiser Finley. Let's book our final tour show. I almost kind of want to do like a 5-on-5 main event with like all of our biggest stars. So I think let's do that. Well, we only have 5 major stars and five stars all up, including major and regular, I guess. So let's go Bunraku Tori. Interesting that Suki is no longer a star. Find that very interesting. Anyway, Furusawa is going to be on Tori's team there. Funakoshi is going to be on Suki's team. Let's go with Finley on Funakoshi's team as well. Unfortunately, we can't use Okamoto because he is still out with that 2-month injury. Toshisai, obviously, on Tori's team. We are going to put them together as a tag team. Still not sure what I want to make the name. I'm still waiting for some more comments. Your suggestions have been pretty good, guys. I do appreciate them. But I haven't found anything that I particularly like, and I want to be pretty meticulous with names. Either, you know, really good suggestions from you guys, or I want to do like my own names, because obviously this is essentially, you know, my playthrough. It is our playthrough together, but again, like it needs to have my touch on it. That's what I'm trying to say. So Rock'emon, I think, is also out injured, isn't he? Yeah. So he's also going to be out for about 2 months as well. Not that he's exactly a big miss or anything. And I just got out of the whole menu, so we're going to have to rebook that. I'll do it nice and quick. Funakoshi, we need Suki onto this team, Finley onto that team. I think we'll go Blaster Coma on that team as well. It's kind of more like the heel team, even though we don't actually have faces and heels. But I see Funakoshi. I don't really see him as a heel. I see him as a face, but at the moment, I think he's playing the heel role, as I think Furusawa is, in my eyes, more of a face. I might be wrong, but that's just the way that I perceive him, or am perceiving him currently. Who else do we want to have on the team? So Toshisai obviously needs to go on that one as well. And then we're kind of left with some open spots. So everyone in there has been used. Let's go with these. So Finley's been used. I mean, we could go with Miura. And then we could go maybe Yoshinaka Taku as well onto that team to finish it out. But then we are still left with one spot left open. In regards to that final spot, who do we want to go with? Maybe Dynamite Narahashi? Let me go to his personal info. So as you can see, he used to be in a tag team with Bunraku Kantori. I do remember that from 2016. So with that being said, I know they're inactive now, but let's just put Dynamite Narahashi onto Bunraku Kantori's team. And we're going to give this, I think we'll give it 23 minutes, I guess. Maybe less. We'll give it 22. And I don't actually know who I want to win the match, because this is kind of a... It's kind of a bit of a cluster, let's say that. I know who I want to win the pay-per-view matches. But this one for the sort of go-home show, a little bit all over the place. Obviously, it would make sense for Funikoshi to win. But do you know what? I think I'm going to give Furusawa the victory. We'll make the loser Yoshinaka Taku. That's fine. Why did I do Finley? I want to do Taku. There we go. And again, we have to make it decisive. So there we go. I think that, I mean, that looks like a pretty good match on paper. All right. I think I'm actually going to change that. It's not what I want to do. Instead of Yoshinaka Taku, we are going to go with his father instead. Now this, obviously, he's actually able to call the match in the ring, whereas his son isn't. But I'm assuming he has... Oh no, his stamina's actually okay. He should be fine in a 5-man. So let's do that. So Toshinobu Taku, the 52-year-old, going to be replacing his son in the main event there. And we also need to change the road agent notes as well. So instead, we'll give the loss... We'll actually give the loss to his father. So, yeah, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Alright, so there's that. We need some more matches. Gonna go with a tag team match. Let's go with one of our newer tag teams. So the Wild Animals. Of course, we brought in Wild Red Stallion to sort of join. We're gonna make a stable today as well. We're gonna make the stable. I am gonna call them Import. I feel like that's a pretty cool name for a stable, and obviously all the workers are Gaijin, so you know they're not Japanese, and I feel like Import is a pretty fitting name for what they are and what they're sort of about. You know, they're coming in to Japan essentially to try and take as much money as possible from promotions, and they're just, you know, really just causing havoc wherever they go. I want to say similar to like a early Bullet Club mold, but at the same time, they're not exactly Bullet Club. That's pretty evident. Anyway, they're going to take on, I guess, one of the lower teams, maybe Cloaked in Shadows. And we definitely want it to be maybe just 12 minutes long. And we will give Animal Harker the victory there as well. And it's going to be pretty decisive. Alright, so there's that match. We want to have a... Let's have a singles match, because we need to put in our technical masterclass. And in regards to that, who do we want to have in it? Now, Sotomura. We'll go with Sotomura. He can teach one of the young guys a thing or two. Yeah, let's go with Iki Hosaka. Again, it's going to be 15 minutes, so he's probably going to be overbooked. But that's fine. I mean, Sotomura is kind of a guy that I might want to get rid of. He's 41 years old. Probably doesn't have too much going left for him. What am I doing? Need to make it technical masterclass. There we go. Chuck that one there. Next, we want to go with a a 6-man tag against still so used to be, being in Mexico and booking sort of lucha libre shows with Oli, of course, on my Road to Glory series. What do we want to do here? Let's go with... Let's go with Azawa, who's another guy we want to try and get rid of. I mean, he's still okay, but if you look at his top row, like all of his actual wrestling ability stats, they're pretty bad. As you can see, his primary skills is basically just technically good, and that's about it. And he's okay in regards to everything else, but he's also not popular, so kind of really just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's go with Takanori Doi, and then who else can we go with? Let's go with Diaz. Yeah, let's go with Diaz. James Diaz onto Ozawa's team, and then on the other team, Yokikawa can be partnered by some other young boys. Let's go Yuta Isono, and maybe... Let's give Dreadnought. We'll give him a debut. What's his stamina like? I'm assuming it's probably pretty bad. It's a 70. Okay, I don't know how that is a thing, but I guess it is. Now, the real question is, who do I want to win? I kind of want Dreadnought to win. We can give the loss to Diaz. Because Diaz... Didn't I do Diaz? Anyway. Strange. But yeah, Diaz... I think is definitely one for the future, but we're probably not going to use him too much in this early stage in regards to winning. I kind of want to get the big men over, and Dreadnought is probably going to be a part of that import stable. Not from the beginning, but, he will be recruited at some stage. Alrighty. So there is another match. What do we have left? We've got the American Cobras. Maybe Agata and Kisaka. I think we've already done this match. I mean, we'll do it again. Is there a way... Oh, the match history. Yeah, so they have actually done it. They did it last week. Okay, so maybe we won't do that one. Let's change it up a bit, and I think we'll go with these two. So Mitsukuri and Kinoshita. Of course, the former Golden Canvas Dojo graduates. And then we'll give Storm Spillane the victory. And I think we'll have them steal the show as well. Or we can at least see if they will try and steal the show. So we'll go up there. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, I think we need to do angles. I want to do 2 angles as well. Our first angle, I think we want to go with... Well, I kind of want to go with Suki. So let's go Suki. And we'll have both of them. Bunraku and Tori. And basically... They're both... Well, they're going to have a run-in together. In the interview area backstage. And... Basically, Suki challenges Bunraku to a match in the main event. Says, find 4 other guys for your team. I'll find 4 other guys, and we'll go at it. And then, of course, Bunraku goes for Furusawa, and then obviously Suki goes for Funikoshi, and then it spirals out of control from there. And then we'll add another angle to finish off the show with Furusawa. And he's going to be standing tall in the ring. What am I doing? 5 minutes. I think we'll go unscripted as well. Yeah, so Furusawa just by himself. Or should we put Funikoshi? I think we'll put Funikoshi in as well. And the reason for that is obviously Funikoshi is going to be pretty pissed off that his team actually lost the match, and then Furusawa is standing tall after actually getting the pinfall victory as well in the contest. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Do we want to do a pre-show match? Let's do a cheeky little pre-show tag match. And let's have Giant Brody and Naozan Goto. And they can take on Emoto and Shuga Amano. And yeah, we'll give Brody the victory there as well. That needs to be a pre-show match. Thank you. Alright. That looks better. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 45 for that pre-show match where we have Giant Brody and Naozan Goto defeating Suguru, Emoto, and Shuga Amano in 11:42 when Giant Brody pinned Shuga with a single-handed chokeslam. And yeah, Emoto was off his game. 45's, yeah, it's not great, but again, I mean, it's kind of to be expected at this point. We then start the show off with a 55 rated angle with Suki and Bunrakuken Tori. And of course, we have the challenge by Suki to come up with a 5 versus 5 man team and challenges Bunrakuken to find 4 other members. We then start the show off with a pretty bad match, a 38, which is a red rated match there. And we have Roku Sotomura defeating Iki Hisaka in 15-10 by submission with a twisted bow and arrow. Not a great match, but it is Sotomura. Hisaka only getting a 25 in-ring there. We then go into a 52, where we have the American Cobras defeating Mitsukuri and Kinoshita in 11:54 when Storm Spillane submitted Ichiro Mitsukuri with a kneeling Boston Crab. And Mitsukuri was really off his game, but that's kind of to be expected because with Steal the Show matches, there's a lot more pressure. We then go into a 40 for our 6-man tag with the 2 older gentlemen taking their young lions through a tag match, 6-man tag. And we have Yokikawa, Isono, and Dreadnought defeating Sofu Ozawa, Takanori Doi, and James Diaz in 11:42 when Dreadnought pinned James Diaz with a Dread Bomb. And apparently Ozawa, the 47-year-old, was off his game in this match. And again, Isono benefiting from having that hot new move as well. We then go into another pretty bad match, this time a 38, where we have the Wild Animals defeating Cloaked in Shadows in 12:14 when Animal Haka pinned Prowler Igarashi with a stump pile driver. And yeah, Igarashi was off his game in this one as well. And the main event, I think the main event's going to kind of save us there. We've got a 66 for our 5-on-5 10-man tag, where we have the team of Bunrakuken Tori, Mabuchi Furusawa, Tanya Toshisai, and Noritishi Miura. And Dynamite Narahashi defeating Funikoshi, Suki, Big Bruiser Finley, Blaster Koma, and Toshinobu Taku in 22-21 when Furusawa submitted Taku with a Furusawa armbar. And yeah, Toshinobu, the 52-year-old, being the weak link in that match. And then finally we go into a 60 where we have the sort of end of show angle with Furusawa standing tall, saying, well, I don't know if he really says anything in the angle. Funikoshi obviously looking really pissed off and angry. The fact that he did lose that match. And then, of course, Furusawa looking pretty confident going into Heritage with the BCG world title on the line. Alright, the overall show rating getting us a 58. And we have a couple of penalties. We've got Toshinobu Taku slightly overused, as well as Dynamite Narahashi. But at the same time, I mean, we probably could have used maybe some other guys that are better suited to being in a main event. But at the same time, I mean, it's not too bad. The penalties probably don't really matter that much. I might be wrong. Obviously, the game's only just come out. So I might be a little bit wrong about that. But again, I don't think slightly overusing people is going to be too detrimental, is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's jump into the office. I'm really curious to see how much money we are going to make at the end of the month. We're up over 10,000 in regards to our performance so far. So, so far so good. It's looking okay. Anyway, Heritage is actually tomorrow night, so let's advance straight into that. What I am going to do is try and keep a lot of the young lions to the pre-show for our pay-per-views. We might have one match on the card for the young lions to be involved in, and even then, it might be like a 4-on-4 or a 6-man. Purely for the fact that... Okay, so we need to add Shogun TV. Okay, so there we go. This event will be broadcast on Shogun TV, so it is going to be on television. Small coverage, but still not too bad. And again, let's do some meddling, or try and do some meddling. And again, we want to go with Reizan Okamoto. Still no effect. Still no effect. Okay. We're expecting 2,475 fans for this show. So we are going to go a generic venue for Kansai. And let's put in our pre-booked matches. How do we do that? Add to booking sheet. There we go. Do I want to do a bit longer? Let's do 25 minutes for this match as well. And yeah. I had Suki to be the victor. Is that what I want to do? I don't think that's what I want to do. 53 popularity. 41 popularity. I think we're going to change that. We're not going to change the... We're going to change the road agent notes. That's what we want to do. And we're actually going to have Bunraku and Tori win the match. Yeah. And then we have the main event for the BCG world title, which is perfect. Alright, there we go. Now we need to add the rest of our matches. So first up, we're going to go with a Challenger Series title match. So we need Naozan Goto. And I think he's going to take on Giant Brody. I kind of like this match. Let's give it... Well, I think we can just give it 12. Could we? I guess so. And I think... Do I want to do Brody? No, I don't want to do Brody yet. I kind of want Brody to win the title, if I'm being honest. So in that case, let's go with Animal Haka instead. I think that's a lot more beneficial. So then we can give Goto another defense under his belt. And of course, we want the title on the line as well. I know Goto's going to struggle, but at this point, it needs to be 12 minutes long. It has to be. Then we want to go with a tag team title match. So for our tag team title match, obviously Team Taku. Well, actually, I don't think we can. Because Yoshizawa is still not back from his injury. Or is he? I think he is back, isn't he? So go to skills. Yeah, so that's an old injury now. Yeah, so he's actually back. So we can do this title match. So that's perfect. I think we'll keep this one at 15 minutes. It might need a little bit longer. Let's go 16. I mean, we'll try that match length. And then returning from injury, Yoshizawa. Going to pick up the pinfall victory to retain their titles. And it needs to be slow built as well. Perfect. Okay. Then what else do we need? We need a match for... Well, Yurigataya. Let's give him a match. I think he definitely needs a match. We need to try and get him over. Obviously, the wrestling industry kind of sucks right now, so I don't think anyone's really going to improve in popularity. Maybe Yokokawa? That could be a good match, I think. We might give it 20 minutes. Yeah, I think we'll give this one 20. With Yurigataya getting the victory there, like I said. I do kind of want him to be up in that star category. So I think that's what we're going to try and work on with him. He is pretty good, as you can see. He also has really good basics, yeah. Only 31. Yokikawa, obviously much older. About the same popularity in Kansai, though. So this should be a pretty interesting match. We're going to chuck that one right at the start. Can we actually make that a... Can we make this the technical masterclass? I think we could. But is there anyone else that is better? Let me have a look at his tag team partner. Sajuru Sen. So Sajuru Sen's actually better. So I think, yeah, let's change that. Let's go Sajuru Sen instead of Yokikawa. And then we'll also make it the technical masterclass as well. All right, that looks pretty good. Up next, we want to have, well, we need to have our, like I said, we want to have a Young Lion match. So for this one, I think we want to go with, I kind of want someone with, I guess, really good basics. What's Blastocoma's basics? 82? Where are we? Kamasaka? I mean, Sotomura has, yeah, it's pretty good. I kind of want someone with really good basics to be in the match. And hopefully it'll, help out everybody else. Alright, there we go. Tosha Sai is going to be on one side. And I think on the other side, we might go with... We can go with Yokikawa. There we go. And in regards to that, we'll use some of our lower down the card talent. So I think Wild Red Stallion needs to be in this match. We really want to try and get him to start improving as well. Who else? We got Kisaka, we got Hosaka. chuck him in the match as well. And then maybe Amano. Yeah, let's go with Amano. And then on the other team, we can go with Agata and Kisaka. And finally, maybe Isono? Yeah, let's go with Isono. Alright, and the winner is going to be TEW Toshasai. That's a pretty obvious victory there. And I think we'll have this one to start us off. Usually the young lions in Japan do start off the show. So that's not going to be any different. And then we might also have another young lions match on the pre-show. So let's have Finley. Let's have... Where is he? Dreadnought. And I guess Giant Brody as well. And they can take on Diaz, Kubo, and Emoto. And then I think, yeah, we'll give Giant Brody the victory there. Like I said, I do kind of see him as my next mid-card champion. What am I doing? Pre-show. Okay. I mean, who haven't we used yet? Also, a lot of people are being slightly overused in this match here. So I think, will 1 minute turn it down? Yes, okay. Oh, really? Far too much refereeing to do, and this will affect his performance. So we might actually need to start hiring second referees. I wonder if we get rid of this match. Is that going to change? It's not, so now I'm going to have to rebook that entire match anyway. That's pretty frustrating. Anyway, it was a trios match, wasn't it? 6-man tag, sorry. Alright, so it was Finley, it was Dreadnought, and it was Giant Brody. And who were they taking on? I've completely forgotten who they were actually taking on. It was Diaz. It was... Was it Kubo? Well, it is now. And then I think it was... I honestly have no idea who it was. Inishita? Actually, let's go with Doi. Literally can't remember who it was, but it doesn't matter too much, I guess. And like I said, we'll give it to Giant Brody. Alright, there we go. Just rebooking in the match that I decided to cancel. Alright, now we need angles. We also need a Steal the Show match. Which can be our Steal the Show? I guess maybe Goto Animal Haka. Probably going to be even worse for Goto. Maybe we take it down to 10. And then do Steal the Show. Still says he's going to struggle. Anyway. I'll probably only do like a 6-minute match. No idea why they have the title on him to begin with. Okay, in regards to angles, we need a... Let's go with a Funakoshi Menace angle prior to the main event. This is going to be a bit of a menace. So that needs to be 4 minutes. We want to make sure we get that correct. It's going to go before the main event. Then I want to have a... Can these guys speak on the mic? They can. Okay, well, Yoshizawa can. Miura, yeah, Miura can as well. Okay. They're actually going to give an angle to our tag team champions as well. if I can find them. Yoshizawa and Miura is up here. Somewhere. Down, sorry. There he is. Okay, entertainment. Script both of them. They can have 5 minutes. They can have a full 5-minute angle. And that's going to go on before their match. And I think, you know, that looks pretty good. 130 minutes. That's pretty much the amount of time we need. And again, the only sort of, you know, issue we have is with the referee. So I think we'll have to hire another referee. But that's perfectly fine. So let's run the show. And we start the pre-show off with a 47 from Big Bruiser Finlay, Dreadnought, and Giant Brody, defeating James Diaz, Nobuyuki Kubo, and Takanori Doi in 11:43, when Giant Brody pinned Kubo with a single-handed chokeslam. Pretty good match. We then start the pay-per-view off. We then start Heritage off with a bit of a Young Lions match. Of course, we got two sort of main stars, I guess you would call them. Does pretty well, 47. And we have Toshisai, Isono, and Agata and Kisaka defeating Yoshikawa, Wild Red Stallion, Iki Hisaka, and Shuga Amano in 11:30, when Tanyu Toshisai pinned Iki Hisaka with a dangerous brainbuster. Yeah, it's a pretty good match, actually. I'm happy with that. We then go into a really good match, which gets a 60, and we have Urugataya defeating Sajuru Sen in 2021 by pinfall with a jumbo backdrop suplex. For a match that was just thrown together and a technical masterclass, I have to say a 60 is pretty good. We then go into the Challenger Series title match, getting a 51, where we have Naozane Goto defeating Animal Haka in 10:29 by pinfall with a Goto slam. Naozane Goto making defense number 2 of his BCG Challenger Series title. We then go into a 47 rated angle, where we have the current World Tag Team Champions, Yoshizawa and Miura. And of course, they're trying to get the crowd hyped up prior to the tag team title match against the Takus. That match also doing pretty well, getting a 58. Miura and Yoshizawa defeating Team Taku in 16:27, when Yoshizawa pinned Toshinobu Taku with the End of the World. Miura and Yoshizawa make defense number 3 of their BCG World Tag Team titles. Yeah, I have to say that's a pretty good match. I didn't expect much from Team Taku, and I have to say that's pleasantly surprising me. Also a 59 from Yoshinaka Taku. Very decent. Wow. A 79 for our semi-main event. 79, I was not expecting it to be that good. Where we have Bunraku Tori defeating Suki in 24:56 by pinfall with a spinning forearm smash. 79 in-ring for Bunraku Tori. I think we know who Funakoshi's next title challenger is going to be. And his name is Tori. Really good match. I think that might outshine the main event. We then go into Funakoshi's angle, getting a 56 for his Menace promo, or Menace angle. And finally, the main event, also getting a 79. And Funakoshi was off his game. 79 there. We got Funakoshi defeating Mabuchi Furusawa in 24:33 by pinfall with a butterfly backbreaker. Funakoshi making defense number 3 of his BCG world title. I'm glad it got the same. So we got 2 79s on our first pay-per-view. I think that's pretty good. I'm thinking that's pretty good. And Furusawa with a 78 in-ring and Funakoshi with a 70. But again, like I said, he was off his game. So I'd like to see him when he's on his game in this type of match. Also worth mentioning, We have only 1,800 people, and we're expecting 2,400. I'm wondering if that might have something to do with the generic venue. Interesting. Anyway, let's end the show, and we get a 74 for the pay-per-view overall rating. And again, well, that's actually this time it's increasing our popularity in all 8 regions of Japan. So, yeah, we are getting the popularity increase in Kansai. Hopefully, we're up to a 54, because we've been at 53 since we started the series. Now, I want to try and work on morale issues. So, Finley, Animal Haka, and unfortunately, Okamoto obviously wasn't used because he's out injured. So, therefore, we can't praise him. But instead, let's go with Furusawa, because he got the... Actually, no. Let's go with Bunraku Kentori. Because I think Bunraku Kentori actually got the best in-ring performance of the night. With a 79. I think Furusawa was a 78. So he was very close in second. But, you know, credit where it's due. Tori, you know, he deserved to get praised. And of course the other two have morale issues currently. So we're gonna try and fix that as well. Anyway, we got an email here. Heritage viewing figures. It was shown last night and got a 0.02 TV rating with about 18,500 viewers. That's not too bad. Well, at least I don't think it's too bad anyway. Let us just check our popularity. Unfortunately, we are still 53 popularity. But I'm assuming that is because of the current state of the wrestling industry in Japan. It is only like a 25 or something like that. So we're going to have to wait a little while for that to go up. But I have to say, that was a really, really good first pay-per-view. I'm definitely happy with that. If you could make sure you smash the like button, guys, it'd be much appreciated. Also, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and don't forget that you can purchase TEW 2020 with my link down in the description. Apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and goodbye.